Shakur just be all over the place.
Welcome to 2 Cents Boxing, where we talk everything boxing. Make sure to punch that like and subscribe button. Seriously, hit it like it owes you money. Want to go the extra mile? Drop a super chat or donate to the Cash App, because who doesn't love supporting quality content? Catch me live every Friday at 6:30 p.m. and Sunday at 5 p.m. See you there.
Hi, welcome to the channel. I'm Jay, and this is our 2 cents, where we talk everything boxing, and everybody's entitled to their own opinion. In today's video, we will be discussing Shakur Soft Touch Stevenson and what is really going on with his career, with a recent statement that he made earlier that I want to talk about and discuss. But before we do that, make sure you punch that like and subscribe button, and make sure you let me know and drop it below your 2 cents as we go throughout the live. I want to thank everybody for joining me today, all the new subscribers, all the old subscribers, and all the people that show support to the channel. I just want to let you know I really and truly appreciate you for all of your support. You can always support the channel by hitting the Cash App or dropping a super thanks below, just letting me know how good of a job I'm actually doing. Now, I did a Lost in the Sauce video part 1 where I talked about Shakur Stevenson, and I was supposed to insert a clip of Mr. Greg expressing his 2 cents about the situation. I'm going to add that clip into this video, and then I'm going to come back. Well, first let me show this real quick, because this is the interesting statement that was made. Well, you know what? Make sure you stick around to the end of the video, because I'm going to put in the clip with Mr. Greg, and then I'm going to come back and show you the statement that Shakur Stevenson made, which prompted me to make yet another video about the situation. Here's Mr. Greg. Check it out. Mr. Greg, what's your final 2 cents? What you got for the show?
Usually when a guy who's the top of the game ain't fighting the other guy who's the top of the game, but he's calling out people who are in different weight classes, too often is an indication that there's no real plan for his career. You got
what?
That's how I see it. Because you got guys you're not fighting the top guys in your own division, but you have guys in the top 10 that are calling you out. And you got reason why you should fight them, yet you're looking above your own weight class. That gives me an indication there's no real plan for how you're going to move forward. You just sort of throwing things out there. When friends are in the same weight class or in the same gym, they spar with each other because they want to show how good they are to each other. And sometimes those sparring sessions get very heated. Sometimes they both make it to the point where they're in the same ring together in the spotlight. Somebody gonna win. Somebody's going to lose. That doesn't mean the friendship goes out the window. We see fighters almost kill each other at the end of the fight. They're hugging, they're kissing. Well, let me take that back, because and sometimes they go out. I mean, look at you even make a friend sometimes from a hard fight like that. I give Mickey Ward and Toro Gotti 3 fights. Both of them should have been in the hospital, all 3 fights, but they were at the bars together, drinking and so forth. So there's a bond that gets formed in this particular sport. And fighters and friends who are friends share that same kind of bond. So there's no, I don't want to fight him because he's my friend, because again, if they're at that level, they're going to fight each other. And it's been proven time and time again. Other than when you're brothers, like the Klitschko's and Charlos, but again, the mothers ask that they never fight each other because they know what will happen. They're going to compete very hard. So that's how I see that. I hope that Shakur fights soon as he's ready to fight. But I guarantee you, he's fighting somebody in that top 10. He's not going to be fighting. It's not going to be an Antoine. It's not going to be Tank. It's not going to be Tio. That's a nice, I guess that's a nice wish, but you got to take care of business where you are. and you got to have a plan on how you're going to get there. And it doesn't seem like you're jumping from promoter to promoter, and you still not moving in a way that gets you to those fights. Does fighters avoid each other sometimes? Most of the time, it's the terms of those contracts that they send you that you object to. There may be 3 or 4 options in that term sheet, things of that nature. Sometimes we don't hear everything. We hear it maybe 3 or 4 years later, or when they write a book or something, or when they're doing a podcast now. So when I hear fighters that they're ducking this, that, the other, a lot of times there's a reason why, and most of the time it's because how they're being moved in their careers, not that they're scared of the guy. Once in a while, they're going to have that too, or their people will say that's not a good matchup for you. Other than that, that's why a lot of the fights don't get made, because of how they're being moved. But it's always good to talk about it. It's always good to talk about what you think the matchup is going to be. But being realistic is for Shakur. It's going to be in his weight class, and it's probably going to be somebody in that top 10 that he's going to have to make a choice from, because he is not, I don't think, physically ready to move up to 140 and take on not Gary, or I don't think he's, to be quite honest, I don't think he's really ready for Tank either. But certainly he's not ready to go to 140, no matter how good it may sound to him. And that's kind of all I got for that.
All right, Mr. Greg, thank you for coming up and giving your 2 cents. Now, Mr. Greg mentioned in the video that he believed that they had no real direction for Shakur Stevenson's career. And this statement right here that Shakur Stevenson, or not Shakur Stevenson, that Eddie Hearn just made about what Shakur is willing to do, is making that statement even more viable, in my opinion. Oh, wrong one. Here is what Eddie Hearn just said. Shout out to Brunch Boxing. I got this off of X from Brunch Boxing. He's a pretty credible source. He said, Eddie Hearn says that Shakur Stevenson is willing to sit on the shelf until the fall to fight Gervonta Tank Davis, even if William Zepeda wins the Tevin Former rematch. Now, I'm not gonna lie. Before the fight, there were rumors that Shakur Stevenson could have possibly ducked William Zepeda. And I'm using the word duck for, lack of a better word. And plus, that's like the terminology people like to use in the YouTube boxing street. So that's why I'm using the word duck. I'm not saying, he didn't duck. There was no contracts in place and nothing like that. So it's not an official duck. That's just the terminology I'm using. So everybody can stay with me and I won't be, talking over your head. So let's go back even further, right? To when Gervonta Tank Davis was at the Olympics. And they were trying to make a fight. And Shakur Stevenson said he got the phone call, but he wasn't willing to wait for Gervonta Tank Davis, right? I'm not about to sit around and wait on nobody, and this is my career, and woo, right? Remember, he said he wasn't willing to sit around and wait. And then all the Shakur Stevenson fans was like, yeah, he don't gotta wait. He don't gotta wait. And we like, what waiting? Like, we talking about a week or two so we can discuss some contract negotiations. That's not really waiting. That's not a real wait. You feel what I'm saying? That's just, we trying to make an appointment, a scheduled appointment to see each other. That ain't necessarily you waiting. So then you had the talks come out about William Zepeda, and he said he was having a baby, and Shakur Stevenson wasn't going to do what? He wasn't going to wait. So obviously Shakur Stevenson is seeming real impatient in these boxing streets because he ain't willing to wait. Zepeda fought a month after Shakur Stevenson. They was like, hey, we told Shakur we could fight this time, and he scheduled the fight a month before when he could have just waited to fight us. But the story was William Zepeda ducked because he had a baby and he couldn't fight. When it came out that he could fight, he just couldn't fight when you wanted him to, and you wasn't willing to what? Wait. Cool. You're not willing to wait. That's fine. So then we fast forward And again, Williams Zepeda team come out and they like, hey, we told Shakur we could make the fight at this time, woody woo. In May, they said that they wasn't going to be ready. Cool. Y'all not going to be ready in May. That's fine. Some people said it's a duck. Some people like, how you expect him to make a quick turnaround? He just had a fight. Listen, I understand both sides. But once again, Shakur Stevenson and Zepeda are once again missing each other. Whose fault it is, I don't know. I'm just recanting the story. So then you have Eddie Hearn coming out before the Williams Zepeda fight saying, oh, even if Williams Zepeda wins, Shakur Stevenson is going to do what? He's going to wait for Gervonta Tank Davis. He's going to wait for Gervonta Tank Davis. And I'm like, really? He's willing to sit out till the fall? But he wasn't willing to wait a week or two so they can make contract negotiations a couple months ago? But now he's willing to sit out for the fall and just completely skip over Zepeda if he would, over the Zepeda fight, which after the fact we know that he was victorious over Tevin Farmer. So that fight theoretically would have been next for Shakur Stevenson. You've spent months saying how you ain't willing to wait, how you ain't sitting out, how I'm not finna wait on your favorite fighter because woody woo, I ain't waiting. I ain't want to wait to fight Williams Zepeda. I don't want to wait for contract talks with Tank. But now you're willing to sit out and wait. And I just think that that's strange. Like, why is your story keep flip-flopping? Why does everything keep flip-flopping with you, Shakur Stevenson? Nothing is consistent. You contradict yourself a lot. You say one thing and swear you standing on it, and then when situations come up and it's convenient, you flip-flopping and switching what you're saying. That's all I'm pointing out. Why are you willing to wait now? Because now I got questions. What has changed? Why are you willing to wait now, but you wasn't willing to wait before? And so when people come out and they say things like, I don't think Shakur Stevenson has no direction for his career, I can see why they saying that. I can see why they saying that. And the question keeps coming up, what's next for Shakur Stevenson? And we keep Tank as if Tank is the only fighter Shakur Stevenson can fight. And he is not. It's other competitive fights out there that people want to see Shakur Stevenson in. Why is he willing now to sit out for Tank since Zepeda is about to be available? I'm just asking. Like, why now does he not want to fight Zepeda? Oh, well, Zepeda ducked him. He kept ducking him. He kept ducking him. Shakur been saying he wanted to keep fighting him. Why now all of a sudden you don't want to fight him? Why now all of a sudden you willing to sit out? What has changed? But I just want to know what you all think about the situation. Let me know what you think about Shakur Stevenson willing to wait till fall to fight Gervonta Tank Davis by dropping your 2 cents below in the comments or giving me a call at 281-845-2103 and giving me your 2 cents. Follow me on IG at 2 Cents Boxing. Follow me on X at 2 Cents 20. Take a look at this video right here that's popping up on your screen. Lost in the Sauce Part 1. After this video goes off, click that link and go check it out. I'm Jay, and stay tuned for my 2 cents in the next video.